As most of you know, it was National Cinema Day or National Movie Day this past weekend, so every movie was $4 all around the country. And so I decided to take advantage of that, and I went to go see the brand new movie, Gran Turismo. The brand new movie Gran Turismo by famed director Neill Blomkamp is the movie that I chose to see on National Movie Day for $4. This was not a movie that I was really planning on seeing or one that was on my radar. I saw the trailer when that first dropped and I kind of looked dumb to me. It looked like a movie that didn't really have much going for it. It seemed like another, video game adaptation that wasn't really going to go anywhere, that was going to come. People were going to go see it and it was going to fizzle out, and I really haven't had that much luck with liking video game adaptation movies. So I wasn't even planning on doing this review, I wasn't even planning on seeing this movie, but I was shocked by how much I actually enjoyed this one. So because of that, this is going to be a more laid back review for me, more just kind of talking to you, explaining how I feel. I will be looking some things up because, like I said, I'm not as familiar with this one. I wasn't really looking into it or prepared for it. Neill Blomkamp, this is my first movie I've seen by him. I know he directed that one trilogy, which I kind of want to look at the name right now, but I know it was like Elysium and Chappie and District 9, so the name of the trilogy is not coming up right now, but I know it's those three films. I've heard good things about all of them. I really haven't heard about Elysium, but I've heard really good things about District 9, so after watching this movie, I do want to check out that trilogy. He does do some great work as a director to make this movie that, like I said, seemed kind of dumb in concept into a pretty solid film. And I think one thing that really helped out this movie stand out from other video game movies is that it's not just an adaptation of the video game. If you've seen these video game movies in the past, like the Resident Evil films and that, and where they're just trying to take the video game and turn it into a movie. And this one, they were taking a true story about how these video game players were able to become real-time race car drivers and racers, and that really helped out. It really pulled at the emotions, and it had a lot of chords that hit well for me. I think that story lends more to the big screen than just, oh, let's pretend that Gran Turismo, the game, is real life, which it kind of is because the game's sort of a simulation, but still, putting that to the side. One of the main reasons that I picked to see this movie on the $4 day was because my local theater by me was, still showing Turtles, still showing Oppenheimer, still showing Barbie. All these movies that I've already seen, and then a bunch of ones that just don't look interesting to me, that I don't plan on seeing. So there was two movies that looked interesting to me. It was this one and the one called The Hill, I believe. It's the baseball film. But this one had David Harbour, and I am a huge Stranger Things fan, so that was one of the biggest pulls for me, was David Harbour being in this film. And speaking of him, let's go to the casting of this movie. David Harbour was perfectly cast in that role. As you've seen in Stranger Things, he plays such a good father figure, such a good role model figure. And for the racer of this movie, who also, the actor is pretty good in this, but he was such a good father figure and a good role model to this video game become race car driver kid. When the kid's going through hardships, when he's going through things in life that most people never have to deal with, and you wouldn't even know how to cope with these things happening in your life. David Harbour is able to be such a good person, such a good role model, and I think he does great in these kinds of roles. I liked him in Marvel. He was funny as the Red Guardian, but these roles where he is an emotional father figure and kind of a hard ass but also has a lot of heart, like Hopper in Stranger Things, like him in Gran Turismo, perfect for him. I think that is the best role for David Harbour. So yeah, the cast, solid. I didn't hate anybody. I didn't love anybody besides Harbour, though. I think the cast was solid, but I think the very strong points of this movie was, in fact, the story, which is shocking to say from a video game movie. But the emotional hits of this kid wanting to become a race car driver. He just sits in his room all day and plays video games. His brother is a big-time soccer player. His family thinks that he should try soccer or go to college or go to school and do something else in his life. They think he's kind of throwing away his life with his passion. And I know a lot of people feel that way. A lot of parents treat their kids that way. I get it. As a parent, you want what's best for your kids. You want to lead them down the right path. But sometimes you just got to let them chase your dreams. And this movie is a very cool story about that. So when he finally, gets the call to go to the GT circuit, when he finally gets the call, go meet David Harbour and these other guys, Orlando Bloom, and he finally wins and becomes this race car driver, it is such a good story. At the end, no spoilers, I'm sorry, I mean a little bit of a spoiler, but when you see these pictures of the real life kid, of the real life driver, it really resonates with you of wow, this truly is a remarkable real story. This is something that you can't create in Hollywood. This is something that happens in real life only, and you just, you can't think it off the top of your head. And so that was really cool to see. That made the emotion impacts really hit a lot harder. His relationship with his family, with his mom and his dad, was beautiful in this movie. His relationship with, I keep saying Hopper, but whatever his name was, the character in this movie, it was beautiful in this movie. I went into it thinking it would be dumb, and I am surprised how much I liked it. So going into my overall thoughts, I'm going to give this movie, shocking myself, an 8 out of 10. I truly think it was that good. It was one of my most fun theater experiences this year. I didn't expect this movie to be paced this well. The pacing was non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. You never got bored. And that is what allowed those emotional parts to hit so well, because when it slowed down and really dove deep into these characters and these things they were dealing with, it worked. So yeah, an 8 out of 10. I highly recommend seeing it. It's not one of those big spectacles you have to see in the theater. If you want to wait for streaming, go ahead. But I do recommend seeing this movie. So yeah. Please go check this out. It is, in my opinion, one of the biggest surprises of the year. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. Please click the bell to be notified for future content. And also, leave a comment below if you've seen this movie, if you want to see it. Let me know. I love to talk to you guys. I love to answer the comments. I try to answer to all of them. So thank you all so much for the support, and I hope you had a great day.